a shitty start to the season. So what is up, people? What is up? Y'all still with me? What's up, Kenny? It's going pretty good, dude. What's up, Striper, man? Going pretty good, man. It's 50 some degrees today. It's a nice day. Tomorrow's supposed to be the same with some rain in the afternoon or evening. So, I mean, it's going to be early spring around here. Got things start to green up, and trees behind me are getting ready to start budding. Or they're already budding. They're getting ready to start blooming. So, yard's waking up. So, start filming a couple videos. Rain tomorrow. Sucks is this year I got to change my backflow preventer out. Applications. Any and all of my applications have to be done with rainfall in the forecast or close by anyway. So, but well, I had more people than two until I lost the connection for a second. So hopefully more people will join. Kind of give everybody an update, talk about what's going on, say hey to everybody. Right on. All right, well, I guess I'll go ahead and just. I'm sorry about that, man. I'm trying to do this on my Wi-Fi. I guess I should have just tried to do it on um, uh, cell service. So it'd be better if I'm in here. So here's my sticker collection. So if you see yourself, say what's up. I haven't stuck them yet. I haven't decided on whether or not I want to put them here or go ahead and paint the wall and put it up there. Walls in here just a wreck. So, but I haven't decided yet. I mean, I like the whole idea of them being down here, but I don't want to mess them up either. So I was thinking about putting them up there. Plus, that way I could film videos right here and they'd all be behind me. And I'm just gonna stick them straight to the wall. I'm not gonna get a piece of sheet metal or anything like that and attach it to the wall and then put the stickers on it. So if I ever happen to move, I'll need everybody's stickers again. So, but got the sprayer all charged up, ready to start making applications. And so yeah, like I said, I've been talking to John Perry from Greene County, and I am going to do a series of videos for the DIY channel. Next DIY. So go check that channel out. Subscribe if you haven't. There's a whole bunch of creators around the community that are all pitching in and making episodes for John this year. So it'll be great. You get to see a lot of different angles, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different styles of how people use a lot of different n-ext products. So I'm getting ready to start doing one actually. I'm going to throw down some couple of their products with my prodiamine, my pre-emergent. So stay tuned for that video. And like I said, that'll be on the next DIY channel. So that's one major thing I have going on this year. Another goal, or a goal for the year, because long goals are good, is I want to try to reach 5,000 subscribers. Just am over 1,800 right now. I took off last year like a rocket and just plateaued like crazy. So, but I'd really like to try to kick it up this year. I think it's a pretty lofty goal, but I think it can be done. So I'm just gonna try my best to keep putting to to put out some really good content for everybody, and have of course have a nice lawn. And but that's like I said, that's one of my goals as a channel. Um, Goals for the lawn is just really just to keep it healthy this year, keep it from drying out like it did last year. Winter is a drag for lawn care content. You're right, but hey, like I said, early spring, especially here on the East Coast, Freddie, you guys can't be too far behind, man. If you're up in what Baltimore area, so but yeah, so as like I said, as far as the yard goes this year, really just trying to keep it healthy. I don't want the big brown off heat stress spots that I had last year. That just looked terrible, and it took a lot for it to recover. Water bill was, that was a lot of water it took to get it back. But also around here, in the summertime, pumping that much water, man, you're really running a risk of getting fungus, which I did. And so that's another goal, is to try to mitigate that as well. I did everything I could, tried to anyway, cultural practice wise, to try to keep the fungus out. But it's just, I mean, here in the transition zone in Richmond, especially, here on the East Coast, it's really hot. I mean, really hot in the summertime, and the humidity is always 90 plus. I mean, it feels like an oven, or actually, oven would be dry. It feels like a sauna when you walk outside. It's just, I mean, it's sticky. It's nasty. I mean, hell, even in the wintertime when it's really cold and it's humid, the cold feels colder. The hot feels hotter in the summertime, and the cold feels colder in the wintertime. It's just wretched. So if you live in a pretty dry climate, that's awesome. Not so here. It sucks. So amen. So, but yeah, so those are kind of a couple of my goals for the lawn. So like I said, just to keep it healthy. Um, Going to be doing a lot of spraying this year, a lot of liquids. Um, I still haven't put together my spiker spreader. Um, Shout out to Spiker. Not because I'm going to be doing a lot of liquids, just because I've been busy. Got a lot of work coming up. Got a trip coming up. That's another reason my pre-emergence going down so early. I know by the time that it would actually be right for me to put it down, I'm probably not going to be here, and then I don't want to get home and have it be too late. So I'd rather be early than late, the way I'm looking at it. It might get cold again, and if that's the case, then I'm missing out on like a month's worth of pre-emergent that I paid for. But I'd rather have that than a whole month's worth of weeds that German that I could have prevented. So, like I said, that's just the way I'm going with it. So, this isn't necessarily how to. This is just how I do. Think of it that way. So, is the buffering stopped since I've been in the garage, guys? Is it better? Sweet. Yeah, I'm using prodiamine as my pre-emergent. Cool. Awesome. Glad it's doing better. But yeah, I'm doing prodiamine. I'm doing split applications this year. So I will be putting one down now, and then putting another one down end of April, beginning of May. Um, somewhere around there would be my second and final one for the year. And then I've been thinking about what I'm going to do this fall, because it'd be nice to be able to get some pre-emergent down in the fall and not have to worry about any POA showing up, which I've have very little of, which I'm very happy about. But have picked some out by hand, just walking around the yard waiting for the kids to bus stop, or whatnot, because my corner is the bus stop for my daughter. Um, Thinking about using Dithiapure as my second app, Freddie. Um, but what was I saying? Yeah, I've seen some Poa annua, and I've just been picking it out by hand. I haven't seen any Poa triv, but it would be nice to just prevent that altogether. So I'm hoping at the end of the season this year, I can not have to overseed. I know that's pretty much a common yearly thing with fescue, but I do have bluegrass in here too, so I'm hoping that I can just use that to fill in whatever spots happen to get just die off during the year. I mean, it happens naturally, and I can put down a pre-emergent in the fall and take me all through winter, and I'd just now be coming off of it when I'm putting down pre-emergent for this season. So that would be a something that I would like to happen. But I was doing good last year too until very end of August when I got eaten up with some insects, chinch bugs, and then I had some moles, which means I had some grubs, and they tore up a whole lot of yard right before fall started. So I really had no choice but to overseed at that point because I had a lot of areas that were bare and needed to fill in. So um, but and it, like we did have a little bit of cold. I mean, enough definitely to send my yard into hibernation. It's definitely dormant hibernation, dormancy, but it's definitely waking up now. It's pretty cool. It's starting to green up around the trees, like underneath the areas of the yard that border trees are the greenest right now. That and the one spot, there's one spot out by my water meter, out by the street, and it was the last area that I tended to in the fall. It was a bare spot, a spot that was torn up pretty bad, and even from the aeration and overseed, it wasn't taking very well. And so, right, I mean, this was after Thanksgiving. I went out and got a little $1.50 bag or something of some peat moss, but it was green and it had a little bit of fertilizer in it from Home Depot. And the garden weasel, and I just weaseled it up, threw a handful of seed in it, covered it with that peat moss. It rained that evening, and then yeah, it's got this own little area that's greening up out there now, and it looks fantastic. So whatever I used, man, that stuff was awesome. I'll try to figure that out. So if anybody has any little bare spots they want to patch up, I mean, I wouldn't go and buy this stuff in bulk for, if you're trying to cover a large seating area. But I mean, this area was like 5 square feet total that I covered with this bag, and it worked. So, but yeah, that'd be nice. Like I said, keep the yard healthy enough all year long so that I don't have to overseed and I can put down pre-emergent next fall and kind of break the cycle of POA and whatnot and just start the season off completely weed free. Because right now I do have some weeds in the yard that I'm gonna end up having to spray. It's still a little too cool for that right now. So maybe that'll be something I do 1st of March. I'll go out with some T-zone and get rid of whatever weeds I got. So that's my plans so far. Like I said, don't really have any major undertakings going on. I did get a drone. My wife got me a little $130 drone, but I've been playing around with it a little bit. I think it's going to work out just fine, man. Uh, be an interesting little test. I'm going to do a video on it specifically because I think it's a fantastic lawn tool, in my opinion. What a great way to see what condition your whole yard is in, then get an aerial shot. You know, I think that's an awesome way to look at your yard. So stay tuned for that. I got a fire pit in the backyard that I started building like a month ago, but then I got slammed with work, and then whenever I'm not working, it's pouring down raining. Except for today, it's gorgeous today. So, however, it rained for 5 days before this weekend, so my backyard is flooded. It's a pond, so I don't feel like going and crawling through the mud to do the fire pit. It's other things I'd rather do today, like cut the front yard. Um, but whenever it does dry out a little bit, I'll be making the video on the fire pit. I would show it to you. Hold on, let me try. I just don't want to lose you guys. You can't really see it, but it's water back through there, and a little bit and back that way too. And fire pit is that way, but it's actually gone down quite a bit. Yesterday it was a lot worse, so it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. However, trying to walk through that right now is terrible. I mean, it looks it looks walkable, but it's a different story once you start doing it. Trust me. Hurt my back slipping and falling on that thing. What's up, Tim? Word, didn't lose you guys. That's awesome. So, but yeah, the backyard is something that I'm gonna kind of slowly work on. I know the source of my problem. It was from when we moved into this house, the sidewalk, which is now stamped concrete, was all pea gravel, and the pavers that were just right over there that you saw before you got to that grassy area, those are all the pavers that were in the pea gravel of the sidewalk going to the front door. And so when the guy came to do the concrete, he didn't want to have to dispose of the pea gravel, so he just took it and piled it all up along the fence line in the backyard. Well, so now that creates a slope going down into my yard. So the neighbor's yard, it was even with ours, so the water just, was did it was level, so it didn't necessarily flow into my yard. But now when it rains, there's a pitch going to my yard, so everything just kind of dumps down, and it's terrible. So I just got to take time and remove some of that rock from this side and take it that way, and uh, hopefully get some fill at some point and just build it up. Just move. It'll be easier. I don't plan on moving again, man. We bought this house as our forever house. So I grew up in this area, like born and raised in this area. She moved in here in the 90s, this area. Our parents both live 5 minutes away in the house I grew up in. And actually, that's another thing I'm going to do, talk about that in a second. But this is a nice area. I mean, this is like where the best schools are, and um, this is just an area known to be the nice area. So it's not necessarily where all the mansions are or anything like that. Even though my house is, I mean, I never imagined this house is a lot bigger than the house I grew up in. But uh, yeah, we worked our asses off in order to be able to move back over here. We're very proud to be here, and I really don't see us leaving this house. We love it. So yeah. But oh, my parents' house. So like I said, it's like 5 minutes up the road. They still live there. They've always enjoyed taking care of the yard. We've always had a pretty nice yard over there. Growing up, I did. That's one of the reasons I enjoyed cutting the grass so much, because I could stripe it. And playing sports my whole life, I loved lawn stripes. Going and watching a baseball game and seeing what they would do on the diamond, it was always fun. So, but as they're getting older, my dad's on disability now, and my mom's been having some issues, and so they are literally unable to do it themselves anymore, and asked me to help them out. So, which I have no problem doing whatsoever. Like I said, it wasn't that I refused to do it before. They enjoyed doing it. Y'all still there? So, yeah, I'm gonna go over there, and they've got some things that have gotten out of hand, because as they lost the ability to keep up with things, a couple things have gotten away from them, and the people that they were having doing certain things didn't keep up on it either. So got a couple of weed issues. Next door neighbor is just rampant with wild Bermuda, and it's definitely starting to take over one corner of the parents' yard. So that's going to be something to think about long term, because the way it's taken over the yard next door, I mean, it's only a matter of time. I mean, you can temporarily get rid of it, but it's going to come back. Uh, so maybe some in the future they might have to just kind of embrace, and maybe we'll play around with that, and it'll be my first warm season lawn here in Richmond, Virginia. So, but hey, I know people that have Bermuda lawns here. This guy down Patterson Avenue that I talk to in Salam groups sometime. John, if you're watching, what's up, buddy? But yeah, he decided, he's full Bermuda, and he it's it looks good when it's green. So, but yeah, so that's another thing got going on the channel this year is the Project Lawn at my parents' house. So I've got everything I've got going on at my house, plus my series I'm doing for Greene County FERT for the next DIY channel, plus Project Lawn at my parents' house, a spiker video, fire pit video, drone footage in my future videos, as soon as I learn how to use that thing. So, but yeah, George, what's up, man? And I know I'm behind on the chat. It only shows me like one little message at a time, and I'm trying to keep the conversation going. I guess I'm terrible at multitasking. Time to embrace the laptop. Yeah, it is. I've had it for over a year now, and the only thing I really use it for is to add the little subscribe button circle and the end card things at the end of a video when I edit. I do everything else on my phone. So yeah, it is time to. Need an external hard drive though. Um, Another thing about the laptop, I got it brand new. Went on vacation one year, uploaded all my pictures and 4K videos onto it, and filled up the memory. So I really can't. I can't edit on it right now anyway. You said Brett sucks several times. I do have lots of videos. I have lots of videos coming. Uh, yeah, so I mean, I got a busy season coming up. And I'm glad things are getting ready to pop off. I'm glad I did this. You know, I've been trying to get a video out, and I was gonna go and cut the grass today and make a video about that and kind of talk to you about my plans about that. But then that requires editing and uploading and rendering and all that other stuff too. And I just said, screw it, man. Let me just do a live video and chat with these fools and, see what's up. How do I feel about getting involved with all those companies? I love being involved with companies, man. Um, it's nice, it's nice to know that John trusts me to put out a good informative video about his company's product. It gives me a good feeling. It's a company that I do like, and that companies I use anyway. I mean, I've got boxes. I mean, boxes and boxes of n-ext products. So, I mean, and other stuff too. And this is all stuff that I've paid for over the years. This is all my stuff. So, I mean, why wouldn't I want to do a video for it? I mean, it's definitely something I believe in, something I support anyway. So, why not? And I welcome any other companies that would like me to try their product out too and make a video for them. I've reached out to like Toro. I think it'd be awesome to review their electric mower. I've reached out to a couple companies about reviewing their electric mowers. A lot of people ask me about that. I get a lot of questions about that. Like four whole questions. But yeah, I mean, I had somebody track me down and give me a phone call, seriously, and ask me about what I thought about battery-powered mowers and were they worth it, and if so, which one did I recommend? So I mean, it was pretty cool. I gave him a couple of ideas, and he went and shopped for himself and um, tried a couple out and ended up settling on one that he liked, and cut his grass and took pictures of it and sent it to me. I mean, he was so proud of himself and him and his wife, and they loved it, and that's awesome. And also, I heard California's talking about banning all gas-powered lawn equipment. So, I mean, there's a lot of people in California. I'm sure a lot of people take care of their lawns in California. They're going to be looking for battery-powered equipment, So I'd like to be able to relate to them, even though they're the other side of the country, doesn't mean they can't watch my channel, or watch a review I do. But at least that way they would be able to make an informed decision, a current informed decision, on the best battery-powered mowers out there on the market right now. So that's another video I'd really like to do. But I'm going to need some cooperation on that. I'm in no way, in any shape or form, ready to make the financial commitment to go and buy 4 different battery-powered mowers just to review them. I have 2 mowers in my garage now, and that's enough. So, you use electric? What kind? Put catalytic converters. Yeah, but you know, people would be breaking into people's garages to steal the catalytic converters off their damn lawnmowers. This shit happens on cars. Out the mains. So, does anybody have any questions? So I'm getting ready to go enjoy my mow. An Aldi mower. What's for dinner? I don't know what for dinner tonight, to be honest. See, I've got house guests. It's usually me, my wife, and my two small kids. But for the past 6 or 7 months, my in-laws have been staying with me while their house is being remodeled. Um, so uh, there's four in the house now. So a lot of different people that can actually cook dinner. I do a lot of the cooking just because it's something I enjoy doing, and it's something I usually do anyway. But I don't know when uh, what everybody else is going to be wanting for dinner tonight. These cool glasses came from Hawaii. They're my Maui gems. My wife, the company my wife used to work for, my wife made President's Circle there, and so they took us to Hawaii for a week for free. And everybody there got free pair of Maui gems, and that's how I got my GoPro too. Yeah, they're nice, man. They're polarized. They're lightweight. I dig them. Thanks. Right on. Well, I'm about to wrap it up here, folks. Thank you for watching. Um, Stay tuned. That's all I got to say. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff coming up. Like tomorrow, I plan on putting down my pre-em. Um, that video is going to next DIY, and then fertilizer will be happening in be the first week of March, somewhere around there. But the yard's already greening up, so things are getting ready to start kicking off. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. You got one sparkling ones today. Word. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.